but I'm going to give you some really incredible nuggets right now to help you launch, grow, and build a better business. And just so you understand, I want to thank the entire team for making this possible today. I want to thank everyone that was a part of this promotion-wise, as well as being a part of the internal team that made it possible. So I want to make sure you all understand that something like this doesn't happen overnight. This is actually work. And the work that goes involved with this is not easy. It's many, many, many hours of planning and promoting and pushing this out. And I understand it's tough because a lot of people are working today. It's hard to just jump on a stream for a whole day. And that's why we'll make some of these streams available again as part of the VIP package. But I want to tell you that my background is simple. Out of high school and college, a trader. I did turnarounds for more than 10 years. I like fixing companies. After that, took a little break because sometimes you got to check out to check back in. And I teamed up with a company as I brought together a program to help all small business as a marketing partner for a company called GoDaddy, as a channel partner for a company called, you might have heard of them, Franklin Covey. We gave you a business plan and a credit card processor, and we were short about $1 million for the marketing. We got some good marketing partners. So one thing I'll tell you today is always invest in great relationships. And within a couple of years, we were in 20 countries selling this little business in a box. We launched our incubator course called Rainmaker, which I'll talk more about that today for those that are absolutely dead serious about launching, growing, and building a better business. The idea was simple. Hang out with us for a weekend. Let's help you build a better plan, work on your vision, your mission, your path, your purpose, your social funnels, your media funnels, your sales funnels. Really get your message down, your 2-minute you, your icebreaker, and even more importantly, how to be an effective communicator to any group, anywhere, anytime, and then get your life totally organized. And we launched that program back then, still $5,000 back then, still $5,000 for the actual elite program today. But we've also created something called single tickets now. We now, for the first time ever, single tickets. So if you're really serious about growing your business, I want you to write this down because you won't see it anywhere else, but you'll be able to be a part of our Rainmaker Entrepreneur Success Program for six easy payments of $199 or one payment of $1,000 for the whole year. That's for a single person, just you. But it's a great new way. Our family plan's a couple grand for the year. Now our elite program is like $5 grand for the year. But more importantly, from there, we launched a venture fund, masterminds, help people with their public speaking, became a main sponsor of some large events, got north of 100,000 people a year coming out for those events. We launched our book writing courses, our internet courses. We launched our ISC centers. Many of our founders are online with us today that made it possible to have incubator centers in multiple cities. We then began to launch our masterminds in now more than 35 cities. Michael runs that program. But what I want to talk to you about today is not where you've been, not just where you're at, but really where you're going and how you plan to get there. And I want to have a very candid conversation about this and help you draw out a map today that'll show you step by step how to get to where you're at to where you know you plan to be. And one of the things I want to do is I want to break it down to the mundane so you understand what is the exact process so I can map this out. Because so often you get theory. People are always trained on theory, theory, theory. Well, theory's great, but theory doesn't pay the bills. Theory doesn't deposit in your bank account. It's the actual hard work, the execution, the process, right? But everything has to start with you. You have to have the right mindset, the right belief system, and then you have to have a good product to share. So what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to write down a number for me that you feel would be really awesome, whether you're a brand new business or an existing company, that you would love to generate in the next 12 months. I don't care what your number is, just write down the number. I would like to generate $100,000. I'd like to make $500,000. I'd like to make 50 grand. Whatever the number is, I don't care. See, what most of us don't realize, the only difference between $100,000 a year and $1 million a year is actually 1 0. That's it, 1 0. Yet we look at it differently because we always are focused on the money. I'm going to tell you today, once you've gotten your money number down, whatever the money number is, I want you to work backwards. And I want you to begin to think about this and just kind of have some fun with me on this for a second, right? If you could come up with your money number for the year, right? Whatever that number is, let's say that your number is $100,000, right? Well, if I could just make $100,000 for the year, that's massive for me. Okay, great. So now let's figure out if we're going to make $100,000 a year gross, what is going to be the service or the product you sell? So tell me whatever your product or service you sell, and how much does that product or service sell for? Write down whatever your product or your service is. Michael, can you see the screen okay or no? Is the screen clear or is it hard to see? Clear, okay, good. So I want you to write down, what does your product, your service, your program sell for? And you can post it on the chat too. Bill, my program sells for $200. Our average retail is $1,000. Whatever it's going to be that you plan to generate per customer. So let's just say that for your business, you can generate $1,000 per customer. Maybe you're a speaker, you do workshops. Maybe you're a coach. Maybe that the person might pay you monthly, but over the course of the year, what would that customer spend with you, right? So you can figure out, right, now I'm going to generate $1,000, you know, from each of the customers. Now the big question is that how many customers do you have to serve to get to the 100,000? See, on this example right here, we know that means we've got to generate 100 customers per year to make the 100,000. What most people never do is they never work backwards into the equation of exactly how many customers do I have to serve to get to my big number. And what they do is they live in a place called Fantasyland. And you're going to find in Fantasyland, right, you never get to the big number that you write down over here because you're always dreaming about the money that's going to come in. See, what I want you to think about today is that if you knew that you had to serve 100 customers at $1,000 a piece to gross the 100,000, that means how many do I have to do per quarter? See, and now per quarter, if we broke it down, that means you've got to generate 25 customers per quarter. That means on a monthly basis, you've got to generate roughly about 8.33 customers. On a weekly basis, if we broke it down even further, that means roughly that each week you've got to get around 2.1 customers per week. And I want to start with this today because as an entrepreneur, as a rainmaker, you have to know the numbers. If you don't know the numbers, your chance for success is going to go way down. And I don't want your success to go way down. I want your success to go way up. But it starts with the mindset and the belief system that if you don't know your numbers, you're out of business. I'm going to tell you for a fact, you have to have this down to a science. So let's take it one step further. How many presentations do you have to do to generate just 2 customers? How many presentations of your product or service do you have to do to acquire just 2 customers? Let's think about that, right? Well, let's just say, for example, that you can close, that you're effective at getting customers to buy your product or service or whatever you're going to offer. Let's just say that you have an effective rate of about 10%. Well, that means that you need at least 20 presentations per week, right, to get to your 2.1. You see, what we're starting to realize is that we think the money just shows up. The money shows up for those that hustle. But to get in front of 20 presentations, it might mean, let's just say that you have another 10% effectiveness rate, that you'll have to at least talk to, right, at least 200 people. Now, this is where it becomes very real for people. See, if you don't get this number down, it gets really hard to expand your business because you live in a place called Fantasyland. So if we begin to really break this down to get to my number, that means emails, text messages, promotions, phone calls, e-blasts, Zooms, Instagram, all these marketing things. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to show you how to get to where you want to be. And I'm going to break it down backwards in the next 20 minutes, right, as to what it looks like to fast track that business. But if you don't know the numbers, the rest is not going to matter. But Bill, I don't have my product perfect yet. That's okay. That'll come. Being a rainmaker is figuring out, number one, what are you great at? Does it help a lot of people? Is there money in the space? Are you committed to it? What are you great at? Does it help a lot of people? Is there money in the space? Are you committed to it? Are you passionate about it? You got to have a big why to win. You have to have a big why to win. Just write that down and circle it somewhere. But once you realize what you're great at, right? I know you're all great at something. You wouldn't be here today. You're all working on making yourself better. You want to do me a favor? Go share this on your Facebook. Put a link out there that says, come and watch this next 20 minutes, because this 20 minutes will change your life when it comes to running a business. If you don't get this part of it down, the rest doesn't matter. All the books and tapes and study do not matter unless you know your numbers. And the numbers are a byproduct of how many people did you talk to, how many presentations did you make, how many new customers did we help get started. See, if we know the weekly numbers, right, and let's say there's 4 weeks to the month, all we got to do is move this up a notch, right? Now this becomes 800. How many here believe you can send out 800 emails a month that are opened? Maybe some posts on social media, right? We're going to talk through how to get this stuff done, but I want you to map the numbers. So today, the numbers are no longer a mystery. And yes, you got to be great at something. Yes, you got to have a product that provides the service you offer. You got to be able to solve problems, right? That's why people buy something, because you solve their problem. If you make it easy for someone to win, they're going to bet with you. All that Beats did is they made Bose sexy, right? All that Uber did is they made getting a taxi simple. They solved the problem. Dollar Shave Club brought the shaver right to your home for less money and a higher quality shaver, because they got rid of all the stores. They got rid of all the distribution. So begin to think about, how can you solve some problems with your business, your product, your service? Well, I know that if I can get in front of 800, right, on a monthly basis, if I can only close at 10%, and Jim Rohn said the guy that can close at 1% can beat the guy that closes at 90%. He just has to do more presentations. And I'm telling you today that if you've ever thought about growing a business, if you've ever thought about having a team behind you, this will be the greatest time to take advantage of this offer. Our Rainmaker single ticket is not even advertised online. You'll get access to it here today. I want you to raise your hand or put a 1 up if you could afford $199 a month to really launch, grow, and build a better business. Just think that one through. For less than a cup of coffee a day, right, you're going to have resources and teams and live events and systems and programs to help you really win in life and business. Put up those ones. Let me see those ones, right? Because once again, what I've shared with you right now, it's pretty hard to knock off. It's pretty hard to say, well, I don't believe in that. Well, let me tell you what, the numbers don't lie. I know if I can get 800 people to look at what I'm talking about, to actually open the email, to open your Facebook, to jump on your Instagram, whatever it's going to be, they get at least an exposure to who you are. And if you can move that to 80 presentations over the course of the month, 80 presentations, now that can mean one presentation a month and you're done with your presentations. See, when we launched, we began to figure out, don't chase the money, chase the numbers, chase the service, create more value, get more exposures. Please write this down. Whoever gets the most exposures, they win. And they don't win once in a while, they win all the time. They don't win once in a while, they win all the time. So I'm going to look at those today, and I'm going to tell you how you can take action on this offer. You're going to text the word obvious right now. Text the word obvious to 26786. You'll get a copy of my book. You'll get all kinds of videos. But I will send you a special link today to take advantage of this offer, where you can literally do 6 easy payments of $199 or 1 payment of $1,000. You'll get access to our Rainmaker Online. You'll get access to our Rainmaker live event for a single ticket, 1 person. You'll also get access, check this out, right? You'll get access to our private Facebook group for entrepreneurs worldwide, all as a part of this special offer. You'll get access to coaching for the whole year, weekly group coaching with many of our top experts. And I'm talking about group coaching where you come on the line, listen for 40 minutes, ask whatever question you want, and they'll stay online to help you. You are only as good as the community you're a part of. You want to elevate your game, make the vote, take the vote today. Invest $199 a month into your business for 6 months and watch what happens. Now, if you have a family and a business partner and some kids, do our family plan. It's a couple grand for the year. Or same thing, 6 easy payments of $399, your choice, right? But it doesn't matter. You have to understand that this one diagram is the game changer. You see, I started to realize, I knew for a fact, right, that if I had to get 25 sales, right, and I could only do 10%, I need roughly 250 presentations. To get to that point, I had to get an exposure to 2,500 people. Are you starting to see this? I need you to create this map on your pad of paper right now for you. I need you to map this out. How many do I talk to? How many do I present to? How many do I help get started? And say that over and over and over every day. Wake up. When you wake up, how many exposures you're going to get, right? How many can I send the message out to? If I send the message out, can I get some presentations? Can I do one webinar today? Could you do one webinar per week that introduces people to your products or your service? One Facebook Live, maybe one digital link to your email campaign, maybe one live event. We're doing live events, very small groups. I make it a point to have one power lunch at my home a week. Once a week, I invite over top producers to brainstorm, or potential clients to brainstorm how we can work together. How do we create these wins together? But if you don't know this part of the equation, right? Let's say you're great at something. Let's say you can solve a problem. The next thing is know your numbers. Now, once you know the numbers, let me make this even more fun for you. Would that be okay? Because I'm going to share with you a simple quadrant system, right? And let me pull in the big board here for a second. I'm going to bring the big board over here for a second. It's always fun to have these cool virtual war rooms. Don't mind me stepping out of the screen because I'm coming right back. Is that okay with everybody? I'm going to come right back so you're going to see this super clear. Can you see that even better, Michael?
It's clear.
Can you guys see it clear? Good. So let me break this down for you, right? Just map this out just like this. Make it so simple. Number one, you've got to be an expert. You've got to be so good at what you do. You've got to work on your craft. Write down 10,000 hours to be great. You got to get your book done. Get a book cover done today. Go to Fiverr. Get a book cover done for 20 bucks. Go to Killer Covers. Get a book cover done. Get your free podcast set up on Anchor. You want to be a podcaster because podcasting is not going to slow down. It's only getting bigger. You want to interview great people for your podcast. Get yourself postured at the top of your niche. Pick your niche today and get to the top 10. All the money's in the top 10. So when you start to think about this, right, go to a website called Google. Type in help a reporter out. Get yourself listed there. You'll get interviews. When you're interviewed, you plug it on your social media. You continue to add content to the marketplace that position you as the expert. The minute you write a book, it puts you in the top 2%. We'll teach you in 90 days how to publish your book and become an Amazon bestseller. That's all part of this program. And I'm telling you right now, just map this today. $199 a month. Could you spend $199 a month times 6 months to make this one of your best years ever? We've had the Rainmaker offer now in countries around the world since 2005, right? Be a part of the Rainmaker group, all for $199 times 6, or one payment of $1,000 for a single ticket. Because once you're positioned as the expert, all of a sudden people look at you differently. How to make the best business cards, how to make the best flyers, how to make sure that your website lines up with where you're going. But the expert positioning is that you got to own your space. The reason people go to Mary Jo Hiller because she understands the power of mindset. The reason they'll go to Cindy Hilson is because she understands the power of essential oils. The reason they go to Mark Usick, he understands how the brain works. He's won the NLP game, right? He gets it. The reason they'll team up with Peter Pritchett and House Guests from Hell because they love the game. People buy the game every day online, right from the Facebook. They're getting this thing down to a science, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But you have to understand what's going to be your niche. They go to Angel Tussey because she understands the power of PR. Are you with me on this? They team up with Michelle Glenn because she understands habits. And if I forget somebody, I'm sorry, but I love all you speakers today. You all did so good, right? Wendy Labat, Financial Cures, Angeline Waymeyer, how to understand tax strategy investments. These are all parts of the puzzle of building a business. And that's why you always want to partner. Write this down. Partner with best in class. Daniel Gomez understands the spiritual side of business. And he lives it every day. It's not by accident. It's 100% by design. Begin to think about your area of expertise. The second piece of this puzzle, and this is important, I'm going to keep this short today because I want to let you guys either ask some questions or go get yourself in. I've seen a bunch of opt-ins already, so I appreciate that. Only the opt-ins from today will get this message, so text the word obvious to 26786. Text the word obvious to 26786. But you've got to go out to the marketplace to have the right tools. Just write these down. You need a sales funnel. You need a good mobile opt-in. You got to have a way to track your sales. You need autoresponders. There's no way to get around not systematizing your success. Get this and get it clear. Systems win, people fail. Systems win, people fail. It is your job right now today to take ownership of how many presentations does it take to win. How many customers we got to serve this year to win? How many new people we got to expose the program to win? See, what I started to realize, if you had better systems, just ask yourself, do you have a good funnel? If not, talk to Austin Walsh. If not, we'll train you on some of the stuff at the class. Team up with Melanie McSally. She'll make sure your systems are perfect. Listen, 10 years of running systems at Harvard, she gets it. Instagram marketing, Farhana lives there every day. That's what she does. Don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid if you don't have all the answers. What I have found is that, please write this down, you hire into your weakness. You hire into your weakness. Stay with your strengths. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a personal development coach. I can't cook at all. I'm not a relationship coach, but I'm a damn good business coach. I've been ranked 5 years in a row, top 30 in the world. I don't take a lot of bullshit from people. I don't listen to all their excuses. You want a nicey coach? I'm not that guy. I'm going to break down the mechanics of what it takes to win in business. And I know check mark after check mark, have the right vision, have the right mindset, have the right mission set up, have the right team around you, understand your big why. Why do you do what you do? These are all integral parts to win in that game of business. But that allows you to transition from turning your expertise into cash. You've got to learn to ask for the sale. We'll teach you how to ask for the sale. Small group, large group. The secret for sales, write this down. Create so much value that you attract the sale. Be so good at what you attract the sale. If you haven't been to Rainmaker in a while, come back. It'll be live in Vegas this month. Live in Vegas this month, July 24 to 26. Can't make it live, it's all digital. You'll be able to plug in just like this into a live Zoom class for the whole weekend. At some point, you're going to realize that excuses just don't cut it anymore. You're going to realize that some really smart people are broke. You'll realize some really flat-out idiots are super wealthy. I'll tell you why, because they get out of their own way. They get out of their own way. Yeah, Jeff Cade, love having you on the stream today all day. Amazing coach on health and wellness. Not my expertise, but he does it really well. But begin to think through. We need a chance to work with someone like Kerry Parker that owns the real estate game. Whole new initiative around going after first-class agents. Don't just find a property, find a first-class agent. Jesse Martin, now there's an active real estate guy, and Kerry is very active. She does deals every week. But Jesse's now launching a program to help the novice get out there and do some of their first deals and be a part of something like that. See, these are the things, once again, who are you going to surround yourself with? What systems are going to be in place? You've got to be empowered. And the empowered comes to level, you've got to invest in your success. You got to understand, are you good on media? Are you okay with your 2-minute message, your icebreaker? Look at your phones. How many millionaires and billionaires are in the phone? Get trained on how to connect with the right people. We'll show you that step by step. Begin to use tools like InShot. InShot's an easy way to create these little videos, upload the video, put your text opt-in, push a button, it goes to all your social channels. Costs you $9 a year. Perfect Video, great free tool for making your videos look awesome. There are probably more than 50 sites out there today that have great new tools that you can use that will give you access to some of these resources. We give you our Facebook marketing suite inside the Rainmaker program. But you've got to make the decision, and really is a decision, to stay way ahead of the curve. Whatever you learned yesterday, throw it out. It has only prepared you for tomorrow. That's it. Because this is a whole new game, everybody. This is a digital world. It's a global digital world. You think the market's smaller. It's not smaller. It's bigger. You think people are broke. They're not broke. There are people making more money now sitting home than they've ever made in their life. You got more businesses thriving right now than they've ever thrived. Now, has the wealth been concentrated? Yes, of course it has. But it's your chance to get a piece of that. It's your chance to solve a problem somewhere in the marketplace, make something better, and get paid for it. But that's a decision you've got to make. All we do is guide you through the path. I'm not going to tell you what business to do. You know what you're great at. Let's take what you're great at and monetize it. Wrap a business model around you. It could be a home-based business. I did a monster session tomorrow with a big group yesterday on all about home-based business. And the key there is leverage. I like to work with home-based business owners. I like people with a new idea. I like executives in transition. But once again, once I help you map the numbers, the rest becomes a whole lot more fun. Once you put the systems in place, it becomes a whole lot more fun. Once you get positioned as the expert, right, and people know you as that because you got your book done, it's a whole lot more fun. Begin to think, what tools do you need? Look at your business today. Do you use barter? How many here currently trade for barter? We'll teach you how to use barter to trade for everything. We'll teach you how to get the barter company to promote you. Because everything goes back to this simple equation. How many did you talk to? How many did you present to? How many new customers you bring on board? I'm telling you this today because this is a wake-up call for entrepreneurs. This is not a time to think about, oh, poor me. This is a time to think about adapt. Don't just pivot, innovate. Dr. Wendy Labat did not pivot. She did not slow down. She innovated. And she went to a whole different level with her business. But you've got to think the same way. You've got to think, how can I innovate and elevate? How do I innovate and elevate? You innovate and elevate because right now there's new tools out there. Zoom is a great tool that you can use that you're on today. This stuff wasn't here 10 years ago. This stuff was so bad 10 years ago. Imagine what's going to be in 10 years from today. You're going to see almost everything move to robotic training. It's coming. Either you're part of it or you're going to kind of wonder what happened, right? But I begin to think about, how do we get better at all this stuff? How do we get a little bit better every day? What do I have to do to get a little bit better every day? And that's all I'm looking for is incremental gains create massive success. Incremental gains create massive success. So what I'm talking about with you, just put a 1. If what I'm talking makes sense, put a 1 and push comment. Put a 1 and push comment. Push a 1. Thanks, Christine. Listen, you get a chance to work with Christine McKay. She was on my speaker class last night talking about the power of communication, the power of negotiation. She lectured today early this morning. We're going to bring her back when this is over so you can hear from her again because she's so good at what she does. You're talking about someone that's negotiated thousands and thousands of deals for major companies. You get a chance to learn from these folks, you take advantage of it. And I know sometimes it's hard, right? We're fortunate to have a great team. Michael Silver's an outstanding job today, right? Recognition is powerful in your business. Cheryl Brenner runs all of our global partnerships. Absolutely amazing. And look at the work that she's done, right? Going through all the craziness. Doesn't matter. She plays full out every week. But really the third part of this, and this is really where you want to step up the game, is we got to get some exposure. So this means you got to be on the offense with your marketing. We're going to teach you how to run Facebook ads. We're going to teach you how to get in front of the right groups. How do you get to the right Eventbrites? How do you get to the right mobile summits these days? How do you get in front of some of the live stages? How to use simple techniques, simple ideas to change the entire game. If you want to speak at certain events, right, you got to be relentless. You got to be relentless on the exposure side. Debbie Allen, she wrote a book, Shameless Self-Promotion. Utilize some of these ideas to get your message out there because nobody knows your business like you do. But it's your turn to make that decision today to figure out how do I maximize all that. Rotaries are looking for speakers all the time. 30,000 Rotaries a year. Oh, there's nobody going to be there. You go there with your live stream, you hook up your camera, and you say you're live with the Rotary in this town today. You'll be able to get rid of some books, maybe offer some of your digital programs, give out free opt-ins, and then you broadcast it. Today, broadcasting is the future, whether you like it or not. We've had so many great speakers today. Let me give them some exposure. Michael, do you have the graphic that shows all the speakers for today? Do you have a graphic that shows that there's one on my Facebook? I know that. You can actually do that or you can do whatever you want. But I'm telling you that your job is to work with others that play at a higher level and have them talk about you. If you're the only one talking about you, it doesn't work. Get other people to talk about you. Part of the exposure, if you want to speak to big groups, Club Corp, always looking for speakers. Vistage, looking for speakers. On the exposure side online, instant teleseminar. Easy way to upload a 20-minute broadcast and advertise it worldwide. Facebook Lives. Get your blue check verification on Facebook. Use an app called Creator. Goes out to a much wider band of audience. Buy some media time that links them to an opt-in. From the opt-in, have them watch your video. Begin to give away more stuff for free now than ever. And I know we're in a world today of massive digital stuff coming through. So here's what you do. You specifically identify yourself with your specialist branding. What are you really great at? Specialists get wealthy, generalists get paid. I focus on business growth, probably at the highest level. Below that, we utilize our courses, our speaker trainings, and our masterminds, all drive around business growth and funding and deal flow, because we love to put deals together. But when you start thinking about how do I get more exposure, begin to think about what organizations could you get on their, what I would call their bandwidth or in their vision, right? So they get to know who you are. You do that by creating value. You do that by learning how to put together emails that go back to the promoters within minutes. Within 1 or 2 days, they're calling you back right away to find out how you can participate in their event. We'll teach you this process. It's really not that hard. You go in the subject line when you love an event, send them an email that says, sponsor and speak at your event. They'll call you right away. But we'll teach you the scripts of what to say, how to leverage that so you get more engagements. See, but really, what I love about our speakers today is that they all show up. They all play full out. We're all learning some of the new techniques on the digital world, but it's also the rebroadcasts. It's also selling the VIP tickets. It's also the promotions. I want to thank some of our top promoters today. Mary Jo Hillick, one of our top promoters, right? See, if you're going to be a part of events, I promise you that promoters look and say, did they help? You see, you and myself, even if I'm going to be a part of events, I want to make sure that I'm going to be in their top 3 or 4 in promotions all the time. Because if you're in the top of the promotions, you're always the first call back. Can you be part of the next event? Now understand in media, you've got to have something shocking. You've got to create a story, create a buzz. And that's why you hire PR people. You need good PR to elevate the game. Does that make sense, everybody? And don't be lazy with your PR. Be willing to invest in your PR. Be willing to invest more money now, right? And you should make me the spotlight. Am I the spotlight on this thing, Michael? Shouldn't I be the spotlight? I am the spotlight or no? All right, I like being the spotlight. Is this helpful for you guys? If it's helpful, push a 1. Give me a 1. Let me see some 1s out there, right? Let me pop some 1s out there. I love to see some of the 1s. Yes, thank you. Carrie. Because it makes sense. All of this works backwards. It all works backwards into, once again, your story. It all works backwards into your numbers. Everything has to be driven based on the numbers. And a big shout out to Michelle Nixon, right? Michelle Nixon is just a great part of our team, doing amazing work. And then, of course, as you get down this path, right, you didn't find that image, Michael, or no? Okay, can you post that image for a second? I'm going to post it and talk about it for a second. I'm going to bring all these speakers back, guys, so don't go anywhere when I'm done. I'm going to invite many of these speakers back to talk to you guys as a whole group, right? But let me just go through the list while it's up there on the screen. I mean, Albert Corey, this guy runs a multi-million-dollar tax business. He teaches you how to get free marketing. I talked about Peter, Christine, Michelle Jewsbury, one of our founders, one of our investors in our centers as well. A brilliant lady when it comes to give back and women empowerment. I talked about Carrie, Michelle Gwynn. I talked about Freddie. I talked about a number of folks, right? Susie Carter couldn't make it today. Say a prayer for Susie. She wasn't feeling very good, right? I talked about Mary Jo, and of course, Daniel. I'm a customer. I love Sonic VA. They do such a great job to make it easy for you to really outsource everything. And of course, Jenny Trask, she runs some of our big global events for us now. If you want to learn how to use incentive travel to make money, just team up with her. Give her a call. Give her a shout because she's so good at what she does. I talked about Dr. Wendy. I talked about Farhana, right? But I want to know who's next. Who wants to be on the board next? Who's going to have your picture up there for the next one? You can bring it back to me now, Michael. That's fine. You see, these are the things, and these are the big things that I need you to focus on, is that how do I get the toughest part of this? It's called execution. How do I learn to execute like a rock star? A big part of Rainmaker is taking ownership of your daily method of operation. See, what has to happen is that your daily habits have to line up. This is important, everybody. They've got to line up with your big goals. Daily habits, big goals. Daily habits, big goals. If they don't line up, no way to win. The reason most people spin out of business is because daily habits do not connect And all we do is we spin every day. Instead of waking up every day knowing we should be doing. Try this for 10 days. Every night, write down the 10 most important things you will accomplish by 10 a.m. tomorrow. You watch how fast your business grows when your habits connect to your big goals. Your big goals are not based on just the money you make. The money is a byproduct of the number of presentations, the number of customers you plan to serve. We're going to challenge you way outside your comfort zone at Rainmaker to understand all the perks, to understand how do you put this all together. See, the glue, just so you know, the glue is your big why. The big glue is the why. So we began to look at, why is Rainmaker so powerful? Because think for the first time ever, you're getting access to not just a program, you're getting access to a community. You're not just getting access to some ideas or theory, you're getting access to actual stuff we use every day to run a business. And these are the things, when I started to realize that everybody, believe it or not, can be a rainmaker in your niche. A rainmaker, they make it rain. It's pretty simple. You gotta learn how to make it rain leads, sales, conversions, partnerships, right? I like that, Peter. Peter's over there making it rain. Yeah, you gotta make it rain. If you don't got leads, you're done. If you don't understand what it means to do this, and I challenge you today that when we put this program together, begin to think about all the added value. Not just the live 2.5 days, not just the digital class, all already pre-recorded for you, not just the workbooks, not just access to some great software, but access to a great community. If all you got was the community and you only paid $200 a month or $400 a month for the family plan for 6 months, if all you got was the community, it more than paid for the valuation. If all you got was access to a club like this, it more than paid for the valuation. But let's go a whole lot deeper. How about access to a full 20-page business plan system? How about access to building your own success track? How about access to not making all the mistakes that most entrepreneurs make? How about access to capital? How about learning how to get capital for your business? How to get corporate capital, how to get corporate barter dollars to grow that business. See, if you got a dream somewhere inside, listen, do not take the dream to the grave. Let's put all the program that you need right now. Let's make that dream possible. And we've made it very simple, right? All you got to do right now, and I'll tell you how easy it is, you just text the word obvious, right, to 26786. We will give you a special link for you today for being on here today. That'll take you to a sign-up page. And the minute you're in, within 3 days, you have full access to everything. But your homework will start tonight. That's how fast this is. You'll get access to be invited to special groups. You'll get access to be in our weekly training call. That's only 1 hour a week. I know you can do 1 hour a week, right? We're going to ask you to commit 2 hours a week to grow your business. If you can't commit 2 hours a week to grow your business, don't enroll. Save all your money. But I know this for a fact that we've made it wildly affordable that everybody I can think of that has a business can afford $199 a month or a one easy payment of $1,000, right? You can save 20% by making one payment. So I know that these are things, once again, that we're going through challenging times. I get that. But you've got such great leaders on this call. You can go back and listen to some of these presentations again and get some of those little nuggets out of there. I see Don there. Don's on our calls all the time, plugs in from Canada. There's no doubt he takes what he learns and puts it in motion. See, if you're going to take a course like this, take what you learn, put it in motion, build your business plan, get your barter set up, get your social media running, get your funnels going, get your partnerships in place, get your daily habits perfect. Stop spinning. Stop letting the world go around you and you're not winning every day. You need to create wins every day. And the wins every day come from a simple process I talked about in the beginning, right? See the people, tell the story, ask for the sale. So I'm going to get this out of the way for a second. And I just want to say a big thanks for being on here today, right? And I want to make sure you understand that the fastest way to put this together is to start. I share this all the time that you don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. You don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.